Hello, everyone. I hope I see there's some comments already, but I will wait just a moment before everybody gets here. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. I know I'll just wait for a few moments to let people come in. I know I try to be here on time. I really do. Today I was afraid I almost wasn't going to be here on time for sure. Samantha, I hope you are feeling a little bit better. I know. I'll just wait a moment. So I know Beezer, you're on grandma duty. Oh my goodness. How cute. I can't wait to be a grandma. I love my great nieces. I really do. My sister is so blessed. And she has amazing grandkids. And I try to spend as much time as I can with them. But some of them live a little bit further than others, for sure. And I'm hoping today we can have engagement and people can interact about how they adjust to this world, no matter what it is that they're adjusting to. So I'm excited. I hope. Hello, just keep it real. Welcome in. I'm so excited you're here. I hope you're having a great day. I'm really excited to see you, Samantha, here. She's kind of going to be watching from the bushes. But happy Wednesday, y'all. You already hit the like button and will be listening today. Well, thank you, my dear. And I hope you're starting to feel a little bit better. We have been worried about you, concerned. I don't know if worried is, but we feel bad that you haven't been feeling well. And just keep it real. I don't know if you saw Beezer, but she's going to be listening while she's driving home from her grandma duty. And I don't know who all heard this, but I do have great nieces. And my sister is very blessed to be a grandma. And my great nieces are so much fun. And I love them all the time. I always hope that I can see them as often as I can. Maybe I'll get to see them. Oh, Countess Tara, welcome in. Oh my gosh. Good to see you. Very much so. I'm so glad you're here. Oh my goodness, that's exciting that you're here. I haven't seen one of your lives in a long time. And the evenings just haven't been to my advantage. I have meetings in the evening and then I have to. Steve is always there. Yeah, we've missed you. And I hope your daughter is doing really well. I do hope so, very much so. Hey, just keep it real. For some reason, I can't see Tara's comments, and I don't know why. Do not know why, but I'll have to figure that out. But I'm so glad you're here. Oh my gosh. Definitely, for sure. I would love to catch up. And if you I would love to have you engage on my panel too, as well, because I think you have a lot to offer about adjusting in this world, even with your daughter, how what you need to do in order to make things more of the norm for sure. Because this isn't just about me being little. My whole goal is to find similarities amongst each other. And I think that that is so great that we can find similarities. Unless one of y'all has the other blocked. Yeah, I'll check that. I don't even know how to check for blocked people, or if by accident something like that happened when I was in a chat and accidentally clicked on Countess Tara. I don't know. I'm sad though, because I've always enjoyed her content, especially when she stepped away from MS and Michelle, that is. I'm not going to talk about Michelle, but oh yeah, just keep it real. Definitely show me how to do that, and that would be awesome. Even if you were to here, why don't you come up on panel? Let me do that. I'm going to copy it and put it in the thing, and then you can tell me how to do that, because I'm still learning a lot. Oh, I didn't submit it. I didn't publish it. But yes, I do like having interactions, and I'd really like to ensure that, Tara, you're not blocked for sure. But it's strange. I'm subscribed to your channel and I do get notifications. But then again, I haven't seen you for a while, so YouTube is weird. Let's just say that. For sure. But no, I think that we all have so many differences, things, and I can use Just Keep It Real because she's my real life friend. And same with Samantha Stevens, that we have some of the same adjustments that we need to make in the world, because it's not always cut out for us. Definitely. And I know the other day I had talked about what in the world is not designed with little people. Hey, Aisha thanks for stopping in, even though you're in the car. Thanks for listening. It's so good to see you. Oh, thank you. Letting me know that you have your support. Oh, thank you so much, my dear. Hey, Just Keep It Real.
Hi.
Hello. Aren't you excited Tara's here? I am, because I haven't seen her in so long. But how do I check my block list?
Okay, so you have to bring up your studio.
Okay, I'm doing that on my phone. Okay.
Well, I don't know if you can do it on your phone. You have to do it on your computer.
Okay, let me write it down, because I don't have
Okay.
studio on my computer, I don't think. Let me see what this is. No, that's not studio.
You can do a lot more in studio on your computer than you can your phone.
Okay, so if I go into studio,
Mm-hmm.
all right.
On the left-hand side, you're going to look down a little bit and find settings and click settings.
Okay. Got it.
Hold on a second. I had to go grab my charger because my phone is dying. Hold on.
I shit you not, truly, it is acting crazy. Very much so. It drives me nuts as well.
So you're going to go and click on settings, and then you're going to click on community.
Okay. All right.
And then you'll see a couple of blocks, your moderator block, your approved user block, and then under that it says hidden user. And you look in that block to see who you may have blocked.
Okay. I will definitely take a look at that after this.
Okay.
But if Tara wanted to come on panel, she still can because it's
Yeah,
just,
and she said in the comments that she would love to do that with you.
oh, that would be so much fun. I would love it because I'm sure she experiences a lot of the same but similar things. I'm sure,
Right.
even though they're different. Life with Mommy. Hello. It's so good to see you. It really is. It's really exciting. I know a lot of people are in their cars. It's, off the work time to unblock. I know I make a lot of funny faces, but don't take it personally. It was when I was trying to look up something and I'm like, I'm so glad that you were able to catch us live today. Just keep it real. Look at that. You have little lips and a purple heart and all of that stuff.
No avatar.
I know. Taking that down for the day. You just need to change it up a little bit. That's what we do. I know. I'm hoping I can find somebody to help me change up my thumbnails and make some of that stuff a little bit more pretty, even on my YouTube channel page. There's a lot of things I'd like to change up a little bit, just make it a little bit more professional, I guess. But you got to start somewhere. I'm just learning the YouTube ropes. And I think I'm going to do a little how-to on Facebook because I've been sharing my link to my lives, and I don't think a lot of people know a lot about YouTube, as in how you need to create an account if you'd like to comment on people's posts or listen in and be in the subscriber community and engage in chats. And it's so nice. It really, really is. But I kind of was following up. I know a lot was happening the last time I went live about things that aren't made for little people and adapting. And there's some things we really can't necessarily, it's out of our control to adapt. Hells to the no. Welcome in. It's good to see you. Very much. What a cute little puppy you've got. Oh my gosh, how cute. I love dogs. I really do. But fortunately, at this time, we do not have a dog in our life, but I wish we could. But hold on. Now I can't see my chat now. Of course. Escape. Okay. There we go. Now I'm back. But so some of the things we were talking about, like going to Costco or Target and not being able to, the shopping carts are so big. And right where the handle comes is right in our line of eyesight. And the way I adapt or adjust is I pull the cart. But then I think sometimes it's funny when the cart is full and someone is like looking down an aisle and they see this cart just like moving and not seeing anybody pull it. I'm sure it's funny. I'm sure they do. And because they don't see, and it's the same way at Costco, you put those big things of paper towel and toilet paper in your cart. I try not to use my cart space for something like that, but the underneath, but still, again, I am finding myself pulling shopping carts. And now that you just get so easy with it and so used to doing that, I am planning for one of these Saturdays, whether it be this Saturday or next, kind of doing a live and go throughout my home so you can see how, what I would say, normal it really is, and how little, sure, I have stools. And with stools, like when my mom comes and spends the night, which is once in a while, we usually go to her house, but once in a while she comes, she'll spend the night. And I have to be mindful that she's 86 years old and she doesn't pay attention to where she's going. So she trips. All of a sudden, you'll hear this bang, and her leg just hit a stool. So we try to line them up with the garbage can. So if she goes to put something in the garbage can, they're either to the left or to the right. Because I don't need her falling or hurting herself. And I kind of do that throughout. And it's kind of funny, like, she uses our primary bathroom, which is in our bedroom, just because she, being older, there's a big window right next to the toilet, and then next to the toilet is the sink or whatever. And she can use both of those things to help herself get up as opposed to our guest bathroom. And she has to adjust. What does she do in the middle of the night? She troopses in through my room and uses that bathroom because it's easier for her. So, and my mom is like 5'6" ish, give or take an inch. I don't know. She's just 5 or 6. My sister is about the same height. So my family never had to really adjust, nor did they really adapt anything specifically thinking, oh my gosh, we're little. A friend of mine, more like an acquaintance, her and her husband are average size and their son is little, and they have a completely modified bathroom just for him. And he's quite, I shouldn't say tiny, he's an adult. And then in their kitchen, they have a lower area, which is a lower countertop and a sink just for him, just in case he wants to help out in the kitchen or needs to wash his hands or whatever. And it's really cute how they've adapted for him, um, because he has more physical issues. They put one of those little electric chairs that go from their main level down to their basement. that's fixed like a party room. And, the next thing, him and his friends are partying in the basement. And my friend goes down there and she sees her son is the one standing on the bar pouring shots to their friends. And it's kind of cute. To me, that's hilarious. I would never be that gutsy to do that when I was that age. There was no way. And it's just quite funny and assumptive. But, he drives his own car. The steps that they put in their home have a shorter rise to them, which when I went to their home, I got a little confused walking up the steps because they had a shorter height for the rise, which was very interesting. And then they had a low railing. It was just really nice. I'm like, wow, I never had it that good. It was really good. And if anybody has questions, throw them in the chat, or if you want to come up on panel and it's easier to ask questions, definitely do that. That works out really great. And there are some things like in our bathroom, we have a shower, and the shower head is way up there. Well, if you think about a shower, like let's say this is the head of the shower, right? And the water splurts out. Like it flows out. It doesn't just go in one straight stream. If it did that, life would be good. But they don't. They stream out. So when I'm standing in the shower, I have there's this stream out, and then I have to like go like this, like rinse my hair or go in the big circle, and then I don't have it pounding on my back, and then there's water in front of me and water off to the side. So what we have done, and we found these little adapters. So they're just like these stick-on holders. So if you have a regular shower, with a hose on it too, we've adapted, we have gotten those stick-on, and they're super sticky and they stick on really, really good. And then you put the handle of the hose in there and then figure out where to crank it to where it's perfectly positioned so we can take a regular shower and it's not being hit or miss. And when we have average size friends come over or guests, there's that little switch that you can flip at the main head, and then they can just use the head that works for them. It works out good. We have it in our guest bathroom too, just because my son uses that shower, and then my daughter's nurse uses a handled shower head to like rinse her off and give her a shower, because they call it a bath chair, but really it's a bath bed or whatever on legs. So nobody has to lean into the bathtub to give her a shower. Life with Mommy. I love that. Yeah, it's great. And I noticed that when I was like a teenager, some of my little friends, their parents had put like a bar in the shower and attached one of those shower, hoses to that. Or in their homes, they also had like a dual shower. You know how it used to, if you pull it up at the spout of the bathtub, and then the shower will work, and if you push that down, then the water comes out. It was kind of that same similar concept, and they would have two different shower heads built into their tub outlet. I thought that was the coolest thing. I really did. And I so badly wanted my dad to install something like that at our house, but no. When him and my mom built their current house, they did that in the lower in our bathroom, us kids, even though we're all adults and we were married by that time when they built their home. But that was very helpful. And since then, we have gotten, my daughter lives with my mom and she has her own. We put one of those things in there. Oh, just keep it real. If I'm missing anybody's comments because for some reason I can't see them, just let me know. Like Tara, I wouldn't want her to comment and then I can't see it.
Yeah, I will.
Thank you, my dear.
You're welcome.
But so that's kind of the showering process. And of course, just like you all, probably us women, we need to shave our legs. So I have in my shower as well, because in the tub, that's a really high. If I'm in the tub itself, that's a pretty deep. I can't get my leg up that high anymore. So I just have a mango wood like stool in there where I can use that as not quite as high as those benches that you see that people put in their showers nowadays, but it's shorter. Excuse me, just so I have a hiccup. Excuse me. So I can use that. And, I got to keep all my little shower supplies down low and out of the way, and it works perfect for everything. Even if I were to, when I had my hip replacement surgery, I still had to shave my legs so I could sit also on that stool and then hang my leg out so somebody like Steve could shave my leg for me, but I fired him. He just had no idea what he was doing or how to do that properly. So I wound up figuring it out how to do it myself at that point. But some things happen. I mean, how do you do things when you are pregnant or extremely overweight and your arms are so short? And that happened too with me, like when I was pregnant. How do you take care of wiping your ass? Like, seriously. I mean, I can do that all by myself, and y'all don't need all that big visual. But how did I do it when I could barely bend over to put my pants on when I was pregnant with kids? I was grateful at that time. My kid's dad would help me in the bathroom and all of that good stuff. Or I went to my mom's and I would take like some kitchen utensil. Like, let's just say a big stirring spoon. And then I'd wrap toilet paper all around there so I could at least kind of help myself when and then, my kid daughter would be like, Mom, that's so disgusting. Are you going to throw that away? I'm like, no, just throw it in the dishwasher, sanitize it. I didn't get anything on it. And we just went on our merry way. But yeah, it's an issue. It's an issue for people who have weight issues. Like, how do you appropriately take care of yourself? And even now, I have something going on with this shoulder. It was probably because I used a cane for a year and a half and did so much. It held so much weight, my arm did, that it's hard, like I can reach, but it's not great like this side of, the reaching is different. And then, like, also, um, women with boobs, they get in the way. I'm trying to reach something. And thank goodness I really don't have big boobs. I'm just very fortunate. I used to, but I also had a weight issue then, like when I was pregnant and stuff like that. So, yeah, there are just different things that you don't have. You don't have big strides to get on things. And bar stools, you know what? I may look kind of silly climbing a bar stool, but hey, I can get up there. And it works out well. And getting down is a lot easier than getting up. But it's all good. So you just kind of learn to adjust and think about things when, like, I've purchased things for my house. So I don't have to step on a stool. Like my kitchen sink has like a lever kind of thing, and I know how to manipulate that lever I use a set of long tongs. They're pretty long. And then they have a silicone grippers on them, which is really nice. And then that silicone kind of sticks a little bit to the handle, and I can push it forward or push it back, especially if I'm trying to do a lot of things. It's easier just to go up there, fill my water bottle, and flip it off than looking where a stool is. So you just kind of learn to adjust, and every day is a new thing. And it's hard sometimes not having long arms to like try to reach something in the back of the couch when it's on the floor. Yeah, you can pull it out, but it would take me to have a body to get back there. You have to take enough for a body, kind of thing. So those are just things that on a daily basis we just adjust. And for us, it's normal. For people, like people, we'll just use average size people. When you have a surgery, you have to adjust what you've done because it's not always you can't do that anymore, or during your recovery you can't do that. But I think for a lot of people, during those times when you're not able to do something, it does become frustrating. And then before you know it, you don't always remember how you did it before then because of those adjustments that you need to do. Just keep it real. Can you think of anything that you have to adjust to because not everything just works out that's like normal?
You mean because I'm short?
Yeah, because you're
Yeah,
short.
lots of stuff.
Yeah.
Similarities with you.
Like one of your adjustments that you use, and I don't know, I think I can tell this about you, that you wear AirPods just so you can hear people on the phone.
Yeah,
Better, I should say.
I'm
It
not I'm not deaf by any means, you know, clinically or whatever, but um, I don't hear half as well as I have the rest of my life. So recently, yeah, if I don't have my AirPods in, I can't hear much on the phone.
Right? I think as we get older, things change. I know for me it has.
Yeah.
And there are her lovely dogs who love her more than anything.
Oh, sorry. I'll mute. Sorry.
No, that's fine. But yeah, I mean, we all have individual differences. And I have found that I hear better with AirPods in than if I don't, especially if I'm driving. Um, Most definitely it does. It helps. And again, you know, the volume maybe on your phone isn't quite as loud. And don't ask me why I have this in, because I'm not listening to anything, or it's not even connected to my laptop. So those are a couple of things that I can think of adapting, or adjusting in average size worlds. Do any of you have anything you'd like to share before I go on in another kind of direction with adjusting? Does anybody have anything they'd like to share? But if anybody, I mean, I could throw also my a copy of my link in here as well. Okay, it's copied. Hey, wrong Sentryman, or I should say hot, sexy Southern dad. How are you, my friend? I haven't seen you for a long time. Oh my gosh, it's so good to see you. We're talking a little bit about adjusting to the average size world. Very good. Thank you, my dear. He's just jumping in. He is like amazing. Amazing. I have known him, what? Have we like gotten to know each other, you and me, and just keep it real? Probably over the past year. And he's such a good human. He really is a very good human. And I'm glad you must be between meetings, aren't you? Ah. Oh, thank you. He says, I'm sweet. Well, not all the time, but I try. But thank you. I'm just, I was just putting questions out there about if you missed it, Southern Dad. Oh, I love SAP. Well, you already know that. He's wrong Sentry Man said he's working on new SAP stuff. And yes, he is between meetings. SAP is purchasing software, and you usually find it in manufacturing. So, yeah, he's kind of. I've been on projects with SAP implementations. So, he's kind of the, I forget what we would call you. You are like a, I'm trying to think of the word, like a super user or something like that. And then he tests and participates in meetings regarding that software. So, no, that's what we were talking about. People adjusting in the world. And my AirPod died, but that's okay. So adjusting, things we have to adjust to. I mean, when my children were little, and if anybody else are parents with young children or grandparents that have school-aged kids, whether they have individual differences, they're vertically challenged like myself. Um, there are so many things out there. My biggest fear, they were all concerned about my daughter when she went to school because she was so tiny. She couldn't reach doorknobs. She couldn't, there was a lot of things, she needed a smaller chair than the rest of the kids. But of course, when she was little, she didn't when she was younger, she didn't want anybody to know she was little. So all these things that they had made accommodations for, like a step stool next to the bubbler, as we call it in Wisconsin, aka a water fountain. Hey, Gator Hater, it's good to see you, my dear. So good to see you. It was fun chatting the other evening. It was fun. Had a good time. And we're just talking a little bit about like schools and adapting the school for my daughter. And they, like this school would make different platforms that could go under her feet while she was sitting at her desk since she didn't want a lower desk and things. But the one thing that I remember that made me nervous was she couldn't turn the doorknobs. So, and we talked about fire safety, and they said, well, someone will be with her at all times. And I'm like, nobody, you cannot guarantee me someone will be with her at all times. A fire happens, she gets closed in her classroom all by herself. People are scurrying about, especially if it's a real fire. How is she going to get out of that classroom? How is she going to get out? Is she going to think about getting a stool to turn the doorknob? No. Her little hands were so little that she couldn't, there's no way, even if she was high enough, that she had the dexterity to turn the doorknob. And so we had requested for safety purposes that they change the doorknobs in the rooms that she would eventually they had to change all the doorknobs because she started there in kindergarten and went through to 6th grade. So every classroom at that point was fair game. They all needed to be changed, and then they became the lever ones. And of course, even though she was short, she could still snag the lever and pull it down in order to get out. And at first, the school had said, well, somebody will always be with her. Well, that's like someone saying, so my question is, so when she has to use the bathroom and pee, are you going to be in the stall? No. And I'm like, see, you're not with her. So they had to make those changes. And in the bathroom, the doors are heavy. There's no way if she got into the bathroom by herself that she could pull the door open. So then the bathrooms that she used, they had to make them like electric, like, for wheelchairs, handicap accessible. You push the button and then the door opens. They had to do with that because my biggest fear would be there was a catastrophe and she be in a classroom all by herself and people would forget she's little. You don't always see her, and you're looking around and you're doing head count, and yes, you have 25 kids, but number 25 is from somebody else's classroom, and you're looking around and going, oh my gosh, where's Olivia? Well, she needed to be able to escape. Even they had it set up so it looked like a step, But if worse came to worse and she had to get out the window, the way that they had in her main primary classroom was that there was a way that she could climb up, but nobody knew that. You know what I'm saying? The kids didn't know what that was intended for. So it was huge. I mean, always make sure. Exactly. Hot Southern Dad says, I'm sure that even like going through the lunch line in the cafeteria would be a challenge. Yes. And especially for her. And it was like, even they have this thing now, you know, you swipe your badge now for lunches. But when she was in there, she had to type in the keypad, but the keypad was in the back. So she always had to provide the keypad verbally to the lunch lady who was monitoring the line and things of that nature, or even carrying a big tray with anything weighed on it. We were very fortunate, but she always had like a classroom buddy who was her buddy of the day, and kids like loved that. They loved being her buddy because they felt important. Like the job they were doing for her is they felt important. Um, I'm going to have in the future, I'm going to have my girlfriend come and talk about what it was like that her children went to school with my kids. Like, what was that like? What did they say when, you know, her daughter, and I'm going to interview her daughter too, who is friends with my kids. And what was it like having a friend as a little person? What was it like? And it's so exciting because to hear their perspective, and these perspectives, like I've never heard, is nothing we ever talk about. Like we just talk about our children when we get together, like it's something normal, like it is, you know. I think the biggest thing is, Olivia, does she have a boyfriend? If the answer is yes, is he tall or little? Um, that kind of questioning. Yeah, we get in there like, oh, okay. They're just curious. My daughter, for a while, and before me, before becoming in a relationship with Steve, I was a serial dater for a couple of years, especially like during COVID, up until I started going out with Steve. And um, during that time, I really wasn't interested in necessarily dating a little person. Average size men, I'm totally happy with that. Um, I don't discriminate based off of height. I really don't. You know, 6'5" could be a kind of an issue for me because my neck would get sore from looking up. But other than that, it really didn't bother me. I just wanted to have a local relationship so I can have an everyday kind of boyfriend where I can go out for dinner and we can do this or we can go to a festival. And that was kind of the thing that I was in. Hey, Cheesecake, good to see you. Driving in that new truck you just got. It's probably cool. Very exciting. But yeah, so you know, challenges, I think they, and what was nice about it, and there is a thing called Facebook dating. There's an app. I had no idea about it. A friend of mine, he had mentioned it to me. And yes, there are a lot of creepers out there. There are a lot of people from Nigeria and other countries who are trying to scam, but I was really aware of that head on. But I think sometime it would be fun to talk about relationshiping and how it feels and what it used to be like. Like when I grew up, it wasn't quite as acceptable for some average sized dude to date me. Like, how would that look? You know, today we have so much exposure out there with the roll-offs and what they and the Johnsons and them sharing how acceptable it is. And now you see it all the time everywhere. And I used to be in a bubble that when I was a teenager and even in my early 20s before I got married, I wanted the perfect little family. How cool would that be? Little. And, but as I have gotten older, don't get me wrong, I love my little family very, very much. And wouldn't trade my kids for nothing. I wouldn't. Absolutely not. But now I look at life a little bit differently. LOL. I'm just glad there was not all this social media stuff around when I was young and dating. LOL. Right? They'd be like, oh my gosh, we saw wrong Sentry man. Oh, he told me his name was Hot Southern Dad. You know, I get it there, my dear. Definitely. Wrong Sentry man, exactly. LOL. You know what? And I'm really grateful for that. Now on social media, even like my kids, they're meeting people online. They spend so much time online. And when I was a kid, you played outside. That's what you did. And my dad would, just say, get outside. And we're like, okay. And we go outside, we'd ride our bikes, we would dig holes in the driveway. I come from a very big family into hunting. So we would pretend we were hunting when we were kids. And it was so much fun. And we really did have a lot of fun. I grew up in the country, and our neighbors that we played with lived a mile away. We would ride our bikes, pedal, going uphill, our bikes until we got to their house. And then by a certain time, we had to be home, and it was even better because we'd ride our bikes down the hill, and the frogs would be out towards evening, and then we would sit and see how many we hit on our back. I mean, just fun stuff. And I know now as an adult, I probably think a little bit differently about some of the things I did. But I didn't think about, you know, catching animals and all of those kind of things. But we always had a good heart. We'd find baby bunnies and we take them out of the nest, and my dad would be like, oh, you shouldn't have touched them because then their mom will abandon them. So we would take them in the house. We would feed them with little itty bitty eyedroppers, hoping that they would live. But unfortunately, that didn't work out very well. But we tried being good. But everything we did was outside. You rode your bike. And then if we went into town, my mom she worked in the summer at a school, and she put our bikes in the trunk, and then we would go to school with her, and we would ride our bikes all around town. We would hook up with our friends who lived in town, but everybody rode their bikes. You did everything. You played outside. It was really rare playing in the house unless it was like winter Then, we turned the closet into a semi because there was this really awesome TV show um, that I loved when I was a kid. It was called BJ and the Bear. It was starred Greg Evigan, and he was an over the road truck driver, and his buddy was a monkey. So my sister and I would play that all the time. It was fun back in the day. I remember those. Those were really good. Yeah, like Wrong Sentry, man, you loved growing up out in the woods. Yeah, we did too. We would play, we'd make forts. We played capture the flag with our friends in the woods. It was so awesome. It was a good life. I miss it too. And I wish my kids would have had that same life like I did as well. Hey, Merandy, how are you? Good to see you. I'm glad you can make it. Wrong Sentry Man says, Gator Hater, my mom caught me doing stuff as it was. I cannot imagine it being all over Facebook or something. LOL. I know. Exactly. Most definitely. Merandy says, just keep it real. I hope you're feeling better. I do too. She's on mute at the moment because her kids are barking. Are you
I'm
there?
here. Yeah. Can you hear me?
Merandy just said she's hoping you feel better.
Thank you, Merandy, so much. I feel a little bit better, but only because I took some over-the-counter stuff to help, but I can already feel it like starting to wear back off. So I don't know. I don't know what it is. I really think it's the everything blooming in Georgia right now is really, really getting to me. But thank you, Merandy. I appreciate it.
Mm, thank you so much. Gator Hater says, to Wrong Sentiment, right? The things we did as clean fun back then would be on ring cameras everywhere. Yep. Most definitely. And other thing we did, oh my gosh, I know what you're talking about. We would, in the middle of the night, we'd camp out in the backyard of my girlfriend who lives in town, and we'd get up in the middle, we'd be up. We would never sleep, of course, but we would be in the backyard, and then we'd like try to pick neighbors and then go ring their doorbell like at midnight, 1 in the morning, or we would toilet paper people's homes, especially from our school, not our friends, but like the teachers' houses and things like that. But I'd always get caught. You know why? My friends would never let me do the toilet paper part, and I always felt bad, but I was the getaway driver, and I was the only one that drove a yellow Toyota Corolla station wagon. It was a 1980, the ugliest looking thing. And of course, I was the only one in a town of like 28,000 people that drove that. So everybody knew. We would all get in trouble. We even did that to our youth pastor's house. And the youth pastor would say, Susie, my neighbors saw your car in our neighborhood. I said, really? I'm not sure how that worked, but it was fun. But I loved my friends. They told me I couldn't run fast enough and we'd get caught. We got caught anyways because I had a yellow car. Who would have thunk? All right, Randy, I much love to you. Just keep it real. And Young Sentry, wrong. Young Sentry Man. That's a good one. Wrong Sentry Man says, hey, just keep it real. And then Cheesecake says, BJ McKay. Is that the name of the character on that TV show starring Greg Evigan or whatever? He was really good looking back then, let me tell you. I don't know if he has hair or not anymore, but he sure looked good. He was always like fighting crime with his semi. Oh, Cheesecake says yes. And definitely smash that like button, please. Definitely. And share with like your friends, your family. This is all good. Hopefully, most of the time, clean content. I'm pretty much a person that says it just like it is. So, like, just keep it real. It's like me. I just say it like it is. And sometimes it's not always the best because I say what I think as opposed to thinking first before I say. Um, Susie question, which drink do you like the best? Just keep it reals. Dream on, because it reminds me of grape Kool-Aid. Really like that. If you like more of that tropical kind of taste, like pina colada, on the beach is a really good one. I'm excited because she made grape. We really like grape in our family. So she made one called Solar Eclipse, I think it was. And it's like supposedly like a grape lemonade. So I'm really excited. All of them I really like. They all, what I like about her drinks is, you know how you get stuff and it's diet, it tastes like saccharin or scrutose or something nasty, in my opinion. That's just what I think. I don't like those things that hit the back of your throat. Oh, yours is grape and orange is your favorite. I bet you she has a recipe for a grape and orange combo. Hey, Crazed. It's so good to see you. Welcome in. So just keep it real. Did you see Merandy's kind of about your cocktails?
Yeah, I see them. I'm sorry, y'all. I just do not feel good.
Um,
Um,
I hope you feel better, my dear.
Thank you.
And
Merandy, how do you feel about root beer?
uh,
But yeah, I can pretty much make any flavor combinations that you think you would like. I mean, I have hundreds of recipes that I've created. You love root beer? So I have one
mm,
called the Harley Davidson. So it is root beer combined with orange, and I hate root beer. But this drink combined with the orange is out of this world good. Like, it's one of my favorites. But honestly, if you just email me and tell me what your favorite, I mean, you can ask Susie. You can literally dream up anything,
yes.
and I can figure it out for you. Yes, Life with Mommy. I have lots of them with pina colada.
Yes. And the pina colada one that I have tried was on the beach and it was very good. It was like a pina colada green tea and they're just really good, very refreshing, and they give you energy, not like Red Bull energy which makes your head make noises. It is seriously clean soft, gentle energy. You know, it's not like the bouncing off the walls that people get, nothing like that. But the one that was we talked about, she put together a purple lemonade. Back in the day, Kool-Aid had a flavor called Purple Saurus Rex. They don't make it anymore, and it was grape lemonade. It was my ultimate favorite Kool-Aid ever. So it was super good. Very good. Oh, Gator Hater says, have a good afternoon, wrong Sentry Man. Oh, I must have missed it that you're leaving. But I know you have us hit in your ear during your meetings. So
I don't know how to type in the chat. Can you type my email in the chat, Susie?
mm-hmm.
When
Yeah.
I'm on panel, I have no idea how to type in the chat. So it's just keep it real 120 at Gmail.
Let's see. All right. I've
Thank
got
you.
that. Sure.
Thank you so much. Merandy, it's a non-jittery kind of energy.
Mm-hmm.
The best way I like to describe it is it's a sustained energy. So you kind of feel this motivation to just get shit done, if that makes sense. But you don't shake or anything like that. And Life with Mommy, I've never seen a coffee flavor that I can use in these energy drinks, but
Ooh.
now that you have mentioned that, I'll be on the lookout for them. So thank you.
That would be good. Definitely. I get this mushroom, but like good mushrooms that are good for you, coffee, and it's supposed to give you energy. It's not the kind of bad mushrooms that people are all thinking, oh, you drink mushrooms. No, I drink coffee with these Reiki or mushrooms. I can't even think about it right now. I haven't, but I have had the energy drinks. And we should be receiving the Harley Davidson drinks soon because I ordered some of those, and I'll let you know about how the root beer orange tastes.
It's very good. You're going to love them.
Yeah. And of course, Harley Davidson was born here in Wisconsin, and it's a big deal. That's right. Harley Davidson motorcycles are not for little people. You can trikes. So thanks for calling that. Just keep it real, the Harley Davidson. But trikes, little people can ride on their own, but they still need to be modified. But it is really good. Life with Mommy loves pina colada because you do need energy. Yeah, it is. They're really, really wow. And very affordable considering when you go to a jolted tea shop. They're like $7, $8, $9 just for one drink, just like it costs at Starbucks, which is a lot. I don't go to Starbucks very often. It's very rare, but I love it. It's just super expensive. All right, merry-go-round. Yes, I don't like to shake. I do that good already. As my kids would say years ago, shake your booty, when we were kids. My kids were little. I didn't know what a booty was when I
I
was.
wanted to say too that these drinks are not just for energy.
Mm-hmm.
They have amazing health benefits too because of the products that I've sourced into these individual drinks. I mean, they help with anxiety, feelings of depression. They can aid in weight loss. There's so many things and benefits due to all the wonderful natural ingredients that go into them. So it's not just an energy drink. There's tons of health benefits too. I've even heard, and I'm not a medical professional, but I've even heard that it helps to aid in the levels, like A1C levels with diabetics.
Mm.
So,
And they taste good. They don't taste like a Monster drink. I mean, whatever a Monster drink does at the back of your throat, and red
no, they
is
literally taste.
like
I mean,
Kool
you
Aid.
can get any flavors combinations you want, like I said, but it honestly tastes like you're just drinking, different Kool-Aid flavors, kind of.
Exactly, and it tastes like real sugar, even though there's
There's
sugar
no,
free,
right, zero sugar in these.
because the type of sweetener that you use literally tastes like sugar. So yeah,
Right.
it is. It's like drinking any flavor of Kool-Aid you can think of.
Or
Like,
the combinations of mixing the flavors is what's
mhm,
cool to me because you all have your favorite one that you tasted hints of grape in,
right,
and it has no grape in it. So
right.
you
And
got you got fooled, but it was because they're just that yummy.
mhm,
I have one drink that I make that literally tastes like cotton candy. It's
mhm,
like drinking cotton candy, but who doesn't love cotton candy? But you get all the health benefits. You know what I mean?
exactly. But I really like that it tastes like there's real sugar in there and it's not like a sweetener. And just like she's said,
No, Samantha, it's not MLM products. No, ma'am.
exactly. No, it's just a small business owner who's doing a great job.
Those fancy tea shops, those nutrition shops that people get these drinks from, that is an MLM. It's Herbalife. I do not use Herbalife products. I studied and researched every single ingredient that was going into their drinks because I was getting a little bit addicted to those, right? And at $8, $9, $10 a pop,
Right,
I mean that adds up. That's $300 and $400 a month, right? If you're drinking them every day.
right.
And I was to that point and I was like, this is ridiculous. So I researched all the ingredients that went into those drinks and
Hmm.
I've been able to source every single ingredient from independent wholesalers. So no ma'am, to answer your question, I know that was a long answer. There are no MLM products used in my drinks.
Right.
Great question.
Yeah, it is. And just like Life with Mommy said, her coffee costs $7.38. And if you I had to, of course, grab my phone, but to add it up, like for 30 days, that's $221.40 for one cup of coffee every day for a
That's
month.
crazy.
That's a lot of money. I mean, I could get my hair highlighted, cut once a
That's
month, or
crazy.
get like 3 massages in a month. It is a lot just to like drink. And if you can make those things at home for yourself for even under $5, you're saving a ton of money.
Right. Exactly. And that was my whole reason for starting this, because I myself saw that I was wasting literally hundreds every month. And I was
Mhm.
like, there's got to be a better way. And I found it. I have been able to duplicate every single ingredient that these shops use. And obviously, Susie can tell you super, super, super discounted. Super discounted.
Exactly. It is, and it's great. The thing of it is, and it makes a lot. Like one packet, I don't think I did have it sitting here yesterday because I took a picture of it. But one of those packets, you add it to 32, 33, 36 ounces of water. Like if you were to add it to my 16 ounce, Fiji bottle right here, you could use half of a pack. Because if you put the whole thing in here, that would be very strong. And even at 32 ounces of water, the flavor it's a strong flavor, but it's good. It's yummy. It's like a 32-ounce cup of or a glass of Kool-Aid. And I love Kool-Aid. I mean, that sounds really sad, but growing up as a kid, Kool-Aid was cheap, and my family didn't have a lot of money when we were little kids, and Kool-Aid was like a treat. And you could get sugar and flour from wherever for really inexpensive, and that's what we drank. We didn't drink soda growing up, not like that is like a staple in everybody's household. That was a treat. I remember I went to my girlfriend's house one day. Her mom was drinking Diet Coke. I'm like, oh my gosh, they're really rich. They can afford Diet Coke in a can. I really felt that way. And now these just taste really good. And I was really concerned about the jittery, crazy, head spinning kind of thinking. But it's good. Ooh, it looks like Life with Mommy would like to try them. I mean, it's worth it. It's very worth it. If I didn't like something, I don't get excited about it. But I love these. And what Just Keep It Real has recently started was this business because she was, like she said, she wanted to save her own money and recreate them because it costs too much. But ooh, but no, it's so good. Um, but I know we kind of like got off track talking about safety, and um, safety, people and organizations and places need to learn that all people are different. They all have different needs and different requirements, and it's hard to label like ADA, restaurants need to be able to allow wheelchairs into their buildings or an alternate route for a wheelchair to get into like a restaurant, and it's based off of square footage. And I know there's a lot of stuff people have even said, and a lot of little people have said, it's not accessible for little people. And I'm like, but we're not the majority. There's way more people in wheelchairs, and there are way more people with other things that a business cannot be able to accommodate everybody. Like when I go into a clothing store, a lot of clothes aren't made for me. It's not going to work because we're all different. Our body types are different, and all of those things are very different. Fancy, I'm sorry I'm not chatting because I am cooking supper. Oh, welcome to my world. You're having fried chicken, mashed potatoes, corn, and green beans. Oh my gosh, that sounds really good. I would love to come to your house for dinner. I'm not cooking tonight. No, there's leftovers from yesterday. So my son and Steve is going to my mom's house, and I'm going to my mom's house later. But because the distance for him to go to my mom's house after work is much better than us taking two cars from the house so he can go to work. So he's eating scalloped potatoes and ham with my mom. They're so lucky as well. Yeah. She likes Steve because he likes to eat. She makes sure he has leftovers and food for work the next day when we spend the night. So it'll all be good. Oh, Cheesecake is all excited, fancy, and Life with Mommy is here. Cheesecake, we're excited you're here too. Pizza. Oh, you're still on grandma duty. Can't chat, but listening. Oh, thank you. You're so fortunate. I just can't wait to have grandkids. I really can't. I'm very excited. Someday. Someday. Not today, but someday. Does anybody have any questions about awareness as to how do you adjust in your everyday life to things that aren't necessarily made for you? You know, like I'll use this as an example. There was a company one time that offered to make furniture for little people, right? And they were at a big national conference, and the furniture was just really small scale. And it wasn't too bad, like if you were buying a chair, but it was so expensive, very expensive. And they really did make it to for little people, but like average size people wouldn't have been able to use it. So, like on our couch, you know how you like back up and put your butt on the seat and you're there, you're sitting there, most of your feet are on the ground. We kind of like climb into it in a sense, forward facing, lift up one leg, lift up another leg, spin around. So we're facing forward. And again, I will show you all how I go about that when we do like a live walkthrough here at my house, because I think you'll find it very interesting. Like, how do you do that? Oh my gosh, I couldn't do that, you know? But yeah, and what to think about. And, you know, it's like kitchen cabinets. The stuff I use every day is in the lower cabinet. So if you were to come to my house and you wanted a glass for some water, you probably would open the cabinet and go, oh, there's some glasses here. Well, everything's low. Everything that we use every day is low. And so, and it works out good for us. Not always, but then I could show you back in the day, my parents always kept glasses, you know, up high in the cabinets. And my mom had this really long wooden spoon. And I'd take that spoon and I'd open the door with the spoon and flick the glass off and catch it. I got really good at that. I don't recall breaking anything, but I got really good at catching falling glasses out of the upper cabinet. So that worked out good. But, you know, it's just all about adjusting. You just do things a little bit differently, you know? And
Well, you did
it's,
that. You did that Facebook Live cooking one night when I was
yes.
there watching.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, you were whipping around that kitchen like any other average size person.
Yes.
And
Mhm.
it wasn't, other than the obvious fact that you're not as tall as some of us or the rest of us.
Right.
I mean, honestly, it wasn't. I mean, you've got it down to a science. Whatever you're doing is working, and
Mhm.
it was fun to watch y'all cook. Steve was there with you, and yeah, it's just, I feel like it's all you've ever known. So you've
Right.
had to adapt to the average size world, and now it's just like, second nature to you. You just do
Right.
what you got to do.
And when you had mentioned to me, oh, I should do a YouTube channel, and then I think about like what? Like about how you do something. I'm like, I have to write notes about when I'm thinking about a topic, like how do I really do that? Because I forget that you just on a daily basis go ahead and do. For sure. That's kind of, it's important, you forget, but other people, and it's hard being like in the YouTube community, we don't see each other like on a daily basis or in person, um, or even through video chat, how it to describe something or just to do something, then I literally take notes. I take notes from people that I'm having a conversation with. And it's so sweet that, oh, yeah, they asked me about that. I need to write that down. One Gator Hater. You have to dummy it down for us because it's natural for you. Yeah, in a sense, I have to think through how I do something and then write it down so I don't forget because you do. But now, since I've been doing this YouTube channel and people have been asking me about being little and how do you do that? How do you cope with that? What's your opinion? And it's great. I have to be more mindful too to like watch um Little People Big Worlds and listen to the podcasts that Zach and Tori do because I know several of you have had questions about something that occurred in the show or that was said on the podcast, and whether it's to go into further detail, even though I don't know their experience, but I can share my experience based off of what they're talking about. I know they talk a lot about parenting, and yeah, Zach Roloff, even though he's little, he doesn't have parenting mastered because he never raised little people until he had children. And each child is different. And each adult is different. And how I parent is different than my kid's dad parents. We're just all different. And it we each just do it differently. And for people who don't know or haven't seen or are not aware, you know, I have no mind, I have no problem watching, and you guys are more than welcome to ask those questions in this chat. And if I don't know the answer, I will find out the answer. I was watching a YouTube video today, just like it came up in my feeds about a primordial dwarf with little girl. And, you know, that type of dwarfism is they're itsy bitsy teeny tiny people. Hey, Green Goblin. Thanks for
Hey,
stopping.
Rapper.
Is that Rapper?
Pretty sure. Hey, my
Green,
friend.
how we're all doing? We're great. Definitely. I'm excited. I heard you were on Merandy's last night. That's good.
He was, and he is quite handsome too. You're handsome, Rapper.
Yeah, that's what Just Keep It Real tells me.
And he has a
Yep.
birthday coming up next month. He's gonna
Oh,
be,
really?
yeah, he's gonna be 24.
Wow. And when is your birthday next month? My twins will be 26 on the 1st.
I think he said his,
Oh, the 31st. That's cool. Well, I hope you have an amazing birthday, but I know I've been on here for an hour and a half. Um, but I will be back on Friday unless something exciting happens tomorrow. But my goal is to be here on Friday. And I'm enjoying our conversations. I hope you all are too. I hope definitely share, turn on notifications, like this video. I'd really like to really get to know a lot of you and what our similarities are. And we may even have similar differences as well. And Tara, if you're in the chat, I will definitely look at my stream. If not, I will try to reach out to you as well. And I hope all is good, everybody. I really need to get packing my bags because I'm going to my mom's tonight just for the night. I'll be back tomorrow. And I hope you all enjoyed this. It was so good to see you all. And Rapper, you need to come a little earlier. I'm sorry, but I'm so glad that you were here today. And to all of you, Gator Hater, Samantha, and Mommy, and Cheesecake, and whoops, did I lose you guys? Maybe not. Um, love all of you. I truly do. Well, and I will for sure see you on Friday. All right, guys. Thank you. Just keep it real for being up here. And again, thank you to everybody who was able to enjoy the chat. I appreciate it. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.